Hello, my loves. I hope that you are doing well. And if you are not, I pray that this video is of some type of assistance to get you back on the right track. So I'm going to be talking about how to be okay when you are not okay. And I know a lot of us have a habit of walking around and saying, hey, I'm okay, everything's okay. And my favorite thing to say is, I can't complain. But what I should be saying is, I won't complain, because I actually can complain because, like everyone else, I have problems, but I just choose not to dwell on them and to share them very often with others and bring their mood down. So I just want to give a few tips on how to boost your mood and your spirits and get back on the right track if things are actually not okay. And the first thing is, you want to take your time. And what I mean by taking your time is, your time is something you can't get back. Nobody can get time back. We can't reclaim it in any way, form, or fashion. And it's very special and essential to us as far as getting our tasks done and living our lives. And it's also a measurement of our success. So one thing you want to do is, you want to truly embrace the time that you are in. And what I mean by that is, what I have done is, I've taken the time to just sit still, or as some people say, take the time to smell the roses. And what I have done is, I find myself walking slower. I think slower. I eat slower to enjoy the moment that I'm in. I take time to actually think about the words that are going to come out of my mouth. And I actually just take time to just process, what my next step is going to be and my next everything is going to be. So that's what I mean by take your time. Take the time to actually enjoy the moments that you'll never get back, that you'll never get to see again. One other thing that I have done as far as taking my time is, at my place of work, we get a certain amount of time for lunch, but I often go over this time because I have stopped rushing to get back. You know what I mean? Stop rushing just to, if there's nothing absolutely pressing that I have to do after work, we have the opportunity at, my place of employment to make up the time. So if you go over your lunch by 10, 15 minutes, you just stay an extra 10, 15 minutes to make it up. So I have definitely been taking advantage of that. And that is something that, that I have found myself doing for the past few years, to be honest with you. I just, if there's no reason to rush, I just don't rush anymore, because it just puts more pressure and time and stress on you than is necessary. So I just, choose to take that time, once again, on myself. One other definite, important thing to do to get back to being okay when things are not okay is just spending time with your loved ones. Sometimes they are the reason that things are not okay, because you could be thinking about them or stressing over, different situations that may be going on with family members. But, outside of that, you want to definitely spend quality time with them, be intentional about the time you're spending with them, be engaged and involved and have good, meaningful conversation with them, and actually do the things that they like to do when you're spending time with them. Because you want to make sure it's quality time. So you want to make that person feel, that you're really seeing them and hearing them. So that's another tip. And what you also want to do is definitely tap into your hobbies and whatever the things, you like to do, whether it be listening to music, making music, swimming, walking. Walking is my personal thing. I love to walk. That's my method of exercise, and it has been for the last few years. I don't do anything, other than walk, to be honest with you, as far as exercise is concerned. And I try to eat right, and that's how I keep myself fit. I love to walk, and I just stretch, and so that's my thing. I wouldn't necessarily call it a hobby, but it's my choice of exercise, and so whatever your choice of exercise is, your hobbies are, you want to definitely tap into those and make those a part of your daily routine and do it on purpose. I'm a scheduler, so I have everything scheduled in my phone of what I need to do for the day. So, if it's important to me, I go ahead and put it in my calendar, put it in my schedule. I need to do this here, here, here. And, that way you get yourself in a rhythm and in a routine so that you can, have that mental clarity that you desperately need. One other thing that I found helps me is sitting in silence. I would classify myself as an introvert. I am not a fan of being around a lot of people very often. Now, I am outgoing. I'll talk to you if, I need to, or we have a bond. But as far as being around a lot of people all the time, it's not something that I'm fond of. I do like to go out and have fun, go to concerts and outings and things of that nature. I love it, love it, love it. But at the same time, after that, I need to regroup, and I like to be to myself or just in a quiet, peaceful environment most of the time. I don't have to be out doing anything, to be entertained. I've never been that way. I've always been really content with just my own company, to be honest with you. So that's definitely something you want to tap into. One other thing is you want to renew your mind daily. And for those that are familiar with the Bible, of course, what I just said sounds very familiar. But what I mean by that is you want to tap into your spirituality or whatever it is that keeps you grounded. You want to tap into that and make it a daily, a part of your daily routine, to tap into that, just to sit and think, whether that be meditating, reading a verse out of the Bible and, meditating on that, or getting some type of positive word inside of your psyche for the day, affirmations or whatever the case may be. You want to constantly renew your mind and get out of a negative way of thinking when you realize that, hey, I'm not okay today, or something's wrong, or I'm not feeling, like myself, or you're down about whatever may be going on in your life. One other thing that is extremely, extremely important is to say no. It is okay to say no. And I have grown to love saying no more and more. I say no to myself. I say no to others. Whatever it takes to not put so much on my plate. If it's not important, it's not, urgent. People sometimes have a habit of making their emergency your emergency. So I have been, okay, in the past few years, saying no. I won't be able to do it. I don't want to do it. Things of that nature, just to not put yourself in a further hole than you're already in, whether it be mentally, financially, spiritually, emotionally, whatever it is that, will be depleted if you say yes to whatever it is that person is requesting of you. One other thing is asking for help. It's okay to ask for help, to, set the pride down, set the pride aside and ask for help, whether it be from a loved one, a friend, or a stranger. And when someone offers help, to actually take it, whether it be someone saying, ma'am, can I help you with that? Can I do this for you? Or your spouse or a child, or anybody, say yes to help and ask for help. It's okay. It's okay. Talk to someone. That's another tip. If something is truly, bothering me or urgent to me, I try to reach out to a friend or, even a counselor if it's a urgent matter or something that, I don't want to share with a friend. I actually, I'll contact a counselor and just, go through the motions with that person. So don't be afraid to speak to someone. It's important to speak to someone if you're, having something that you don't think you can deal with. And that's what people are here for. That's what others are here for. We're here for each other. You want to actually acknowledge your emotions, acknowledge what you are feeling at that time. And after you acknowledge them and you identify them, you want to actually manage them. Okay, so whatever it is on this list that helps you manage them, that's the point of this, is to help you find ways to manage your emotions and to deal with whatever it is you're going through. But first you have to acknowledge them, and you have to realize what those emotions are. So don't ignore them. You know what your triggers are. If you're of a certain age or a certain place in life, you already know your triggers. You know what bothers you, what you don't like. You know the situations that are going on in your life, and you know what your personal issues are, and only you know. So do whatever it takes to tackle them one by one, to tackle those emotions one by one, and to just collectively bring it all together, so you can get yourself in a place to be able to function at an optimal level, without having that constantly on your mind, whatever it may be, at the time that you're going through. One other thing that helps you be okay when you're not okay is actually caring for others. So, it doesn't have to be a huge task, but maybe, cooking an older person dinner, or just sitting and talking with them, that could knock, two birds out with one stone, because you're talking to someone, you're out of your normal environment, and you're actually helping someone. So that's one way. And whatever else you can, volunteer or whatever. If you're involved in church or whatever, you can do things of that nature to, get yourself out of your own problems and help someone else with theirs. Another thing that's extremely important is to treat yourself, whether it be shopping, taking a trip, pampering yourself. You can do these things with someone, or like myself, I don't mind doing these things alone, because, that will, again, give you more than one thing on this list to do. And, that'll help you even quicker get out of the rut that you're in, mentally. So if you're going to treat yourself, you could go by yourself, get yourself a mani-pedi. And so that way you're pampering yourself, and you're having that personal time to yourself to think, to meditate, or just, think about things. Another thing is to journal. I know a lot of people like to journal. I did this for a certain period of time, but I've kind of gotten out of it. But if that helps you, go ahead and journal. Whatever it takes to get you going, write your dreams down, go back and read over them. Whatever the case may be, do what works for you, And last but not least, I want you to remember that everything that you have been through, you have survived, because you're here today. And it's very important to remember just to enjoy the present. The present is a present. It's a gift. And again, time, you won't get it back. You won't get this moment back. And it's definitely flying by, if you ask me. So remember that, everything that you've been through, I'm not going to say it hasn't been as bad as you thought it was, because some people have been through some pretty dramatic things, but you're still here. You have the opportunity to go out and make it better, to do better by yourself, to do better, by others, and make a difference in your life and the lives of others. And so these are just some tips that can help you get back on track when things are not okay. So this is how to get okay when you're not okay. And I hope this has been helpful and beneficial to you all. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, please feel free to, leave them on this video. You can also contact me at Forever Evolving on Instagram. And I love you all. I appreciate you all. Thank you for watching once again. And I hope to see you again soon. Be blessed.